What's up, Digital Collective 828? This is Rashina.
And Sean.
Listen, I love how you say that, y'all. And Sean, listen, we're going to talk about one topic tonight. Well, two topics actually, but they're going to be good as always. So stay tuned to the end of the video so you can hear all the two topics. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is Robinhood's purchase of, what is it called? Bitstamp, right?
Yeah, big
And
stamp.
what
Yeah.
that means, what that means. So they purchased Bitstamp, and it helps them to implement tokenized assets on their platform. So let us break that down for you. So hold on. And then the second thing we want to talk about today is something that we're going to do for you guys next week. So this is going to be good. We're going to share that at the end. So I'm not going to share that topic to the end. So hold on.
Say hold on.
Hold on. All right. So the first thing, like we said, we'll talk about is jump right into Robinhood. Late in July, they introduced Robinhood Chain, an Ethereum 2 network. Excuse me, an Ethereum layer 2 network to designing them to specifically hold tokenized assets. And so through this platform, traditional securities and alternative investments are minted as blockchain tokens, enabling them to trade, guess how long? 24/7.
Ooh, 24/7.
24/7. 24/7. All day, every day. All right. So this rollout, of Bitstamp, is something big for people who use, well, if you use Robinhood, you're able to now participate in trading tokenized assets. So for people, because I'm going to always break it down for people who don't understand, which, that's what we do. We want to make sure everybody has a good understanding. So you may be saying, well, what is a tokenized asset? That's just like a real world investment, just like shares in a private company, um, or like a slice of real estate that's been turned into digital assets on the blockchain. So each token represents a legal, enforceable claim on a piece of an underlying asset. So think about just as one share of stock on the stock market represents partial ownership of a public company. So that's what a tokenized asset is. All right, I hope I explained that real good. What you think, Sean?
Well, you did a perfect job. I'm gonna add on to that.
Okay.
If you listen to BlackRock, I think Larry Finks,
Mhm.
he speaks about tokenization is the next step for the worldwide. So, like you just said, you can be able to start down the road. Actually, gonna start this year. I say in quarter 4, and we know quarter 4 starts on October 1st. So you can be able to, instead of trying to buy a house, you can actually invest in that house along with everybody else and get paid through tokenization. So it's a big deal now. I'm telling you, it's you can make a lot of money off of tokenization when it
Yes.
starting out. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yes.
big.
I think that, so just so you understand, like, and my husband said buy a house. If you want to buy a house to live in, it's different. So that's different than tokenization. He's talking about buying a house for investment purposes, not
Yeah,
so
I'm
that you
sorry.
can
I
live
should have
and live in.
clarified that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
should have
So I
clarified that.
want
But
to
yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I just want to make sure people understand that. And then secondly, like my husband said, typically, to invest in a house, you need a lot of money. Sometimes it depends upon how you're buying it. So I understand there are different ways of buying a house that are out there. I'm not even gonna mention them, but there are other ways to buy houses. But this opportunity allows you to invest in houses in a fractional ownership. You ain't got to own it all.
Right,
You own your
right.
little piece that you paid for, and you can trade that or make money from that little fractional piece. And when I say fractional piece, I mean, think of a whole pie, like a whole pie. You're saying the house represents the whole pie on the blockchain, but you don't want to buy the whole pie. You want to buy a slice
Slice.
of the
Yep.
pie. That's the fractional piece that I'm talking about. So I wanted to make sure you understood that. So, but anyway, that's what is happening now. You're able to do that. The everyday person, the everyday trader, this is open to you to be able to do on Robinhood Chain. Sometimes it's called Robin Chain. So basically, Robinhood, like I said, is convert these things into fractional blockchain token assets. So this allows you to gain exposure to previously accessible assets that were previously accessible only to accredited or high net worth participants. Because think about this: if the house was like I don't know, an $8 million mansion, you
Yeah.
might not have could invested in that, right? Well, I'm gonna say this, because some of y'all might have the $8 million, so I don't know. So but I'm just saying you might not have want to purchase that outright, but now you can participate in the value of that going up or down or whatever it is you want to do. If you're buying it or if you're shorting it for it to go down, but you can participate in that on Robinhood Chain in a fractional way. So, I want you again, you understand this. I'm gonna just say this one more time. Think about if I want to buy, as an example, I want to buy Apple stock. If Apple stock is $150, and I don't want to buy the at 150 equals one share, and if I don't want to buy the whole share, then I want to buy $5 worth. You know what I'm saying? That is like fractional ownership. I could buy $5 worth. All right. So, Sean, I've been talking. What you got to say? You got
No,
something to add?
no, I already said what I had to say.
All right. So,
I'm trying
uh,
to get to the good news. The good
all
news.
right. I'm gonna get to. We got one more. Wrap this up. One more thing. So it's you on this. Some of the benefits of this is that you can trade on Robinhood Chain and it can settle in seconds. Then investors can buy as little as 0.001 shares of a tokenized company. So that lowers your entry barriers. And then you can withdraw your tokens to your personal wallets, and it's stake eligible assets, and so you can stake them for additional yield, and then it's 24/7, unlike stock markets. You can trade around the clock. All right, to around the clock. And see, what I was gonna say one more thing. It's accessible on your Robinhood. Should be on your Robinhood app. You should be able to see it there. You could browse the tokenized marketplace and you can see the names and the ticker and the asset description there. You can see the minimum purchase amount. You can see a fee schedule. You can place your order there. Then there should be something on there like an asset fact sheet that each token page has that gives you like the underlying assets details, the historical performance, so you can look at it for yourself, risk factors, reviews and ratings, things like that, so you can make an informed decision. So, but always, like we say, always do your research before investing in anything and make sure you have a good understanding. But that's what we want to share about on Robinhood. Tokenized assets, y'all. Y'all can trade some tokenized assets on Robinhood from your phone or your computer.
Hey, things is moving fast, boy. I'm telling you, these companies is stepping up. I wouldn't doubt it if Robinhood tried to do what Ripple is trying to do, open up, be established as a bank. So I think that's their next move. That's my opinion.
Could be, could be. All right, so Sean, I talked about tokenized assets the most. Honey, you want to share with them what
You
our
talk about
big
the most.
news is? I'll fill in if you leave something out. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, starting tomorrow, I think Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going we talked about the Genius Act, but we're gonna go more in depth into this act and it lets you explain to you why it is so important to the stablecoin community and how it's gonna really change the way we have payments throughout our entire life starting now.
Right.
But we're gonna, like you said, we're gonna go in more in depth into this, and we are actually going a little deeper into other things that we're gonna be trying to make it broad for a whole week or 2 weeks. So we want to make sure we getting all this information out at a regular time, and we're gonna be y'all just need to tune in with us. We're gonna be coming with it. That's all.
Right. So, just to piggyback off that real quick, like Mother said, we are going to do deep dives for you guys. Just basically that you need to make sure you have your subscribe channel, like you subscribe, that you see our alerts. So we're not going to throw it at you over your head, like, oh, like really fast. We want to break this down so that you really have it. And listen, we have some kind of bonus that we're going to share too. When we start doing these deep dives, watch out for our video. We have a bonus that we're going to add in on that deep dive of the Genius Act, and then some of the other policy ones that we're going to do it. So we're going to talk about some of the regulations, and we're going to just do some deep dives with you guys to make sure that you really understand them. So make sure you're subscribed, you know when we're putting this stuff out there, so you stay up and current on what's happening with crypto regulation and legislation. So you need to make sure you're a part of family if you are not.
Exactly. We changing things up now. I'm telling you, we're about to get
Yes.
real. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. But so tell your friends and your family members, whoever, your co-workers, whoever, listen in because we finna go and really, like my wife said, deep dive in.
Yes, and I want to ask you one more question, a question too, guys. If there's some content that we have some things planned already, but if there's something that you would like us to talk about and we have not yet talked about it, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat or with comments, not the chat, but the comments, and let us know if there are topics that we haven't covered that you would like to cover. There have been questions that people have put in our chat and we have responded to. So do that. Stay engaged with us. We appreciate you guys. And if I got my husband say, no, I don't want my husband to say, you end it, Sean, what you normally end it with.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yes. Do all the things. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you soon. We're coming at you this week now. We got this deep dive coming. All right. Peace. Deuce.